Jackson State hadn't got no love from nobody all week long. Losing that game against the University of Louisiana Monroe still just racking my mind like, how in the heck did y'all do that? But when you place the bullseye on your back, you got to understand one thing. It's levels to this. And guess what? It comes with the territory. But I will say this. I'm going to tell you this. Don't sleep on Delta State. That's all I'm going to say. It's your favorite coach back at it again, 10 toes down, about to tell you how it all went down. This is Tomorrow Leader Sports Network with your host, Coach Walker. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, like these videos, comment on these videos, share these videos. And not to mention, you can follow us on social media. The links are listed down below in the description. And for all my leaders out there, y'all know the drill. Y'all know the routine. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell, like, comment, and share these videos as well. And matter of fact, do Coach a huge favor. Tap in to Freddie too and tell them to come on in. It's not but positive vibes over here. We're just having a good time talking about HBCU sports. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and tap on in. As y'all can see, Coach is busting them out. Hey, it's coming. Coach about to drop some content for you, so y'all get ready for it. But this is the thing, guys. This is what I want y'all to know. Y'all going to hear me talk about accountability. Accountability is a M-U-S-T, and it is here this week, and I got a couple more things coming for you on accountability, so y'all stick around and get ready for it. If you follow me on social media, then you should already know or already have seen me on the road going to Delta State University for a camp this summer. And in that camp, there's a lot of ball players that was out there on the field that was helping these possible recruits to the university, getting them ready for different drills and things of that nature, showing them the different things that they needed. They could be successful at Delta State if by chance they were chosen to become part of the program. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Watching those young men out there on the field, they like to compete on and off the field. I mean, they just like to get after it. They just built that way. Like I said, when you got their head coach out there listening to Jeezy along with the team and bobbing his head and literally, rapping the daggone words with him, I'm like, hey, I think I might want to come back play for him. He knew all of the lyrics to all of your favorite songs. Trust me. I'm sure he knows the words to straighten it too, so don't get it twisted about him not knowing straighten it when it comes to the Migos, all right? I'm just telling you, just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. Coach is wired up. He's one of them real ones. I like him for real. But in the first 3 games of this season, they played teams from 3 different conferences thus far this season. They played a team that plays in the Mid-South Conference, the Gulf Lakes Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. Last team that was in the Gulf Conference, who they lost a heartbreaker to by 1 point. I say don't take this team lightly. It's because they're looking to take the same blueprint that Louisiana Monroe used against you last week, which is make you one-dimensional. And this is what I'm trying to get you to understand. They're not looking to kick field goals. They're looking to score a touchdown. This is the week. JSU will be held accountable if they don't beat this team by, I was going to say 24, and I did say 24 to one of my other colleagues, but I'm going to say 28. I'm just going to go and call a number and be done with it. I'm going to go ahead and say 28 points. Yes, I was going to hedge my bet saying between 24 and 28, but I'm going to go ahead and just say 28 points. And I'm going to tell you why. Because nowhere in the world they lose to the University of West Georgia by a point when all of their averages, all of their stats in the previous 2 games, those two games that they played previously, they were double what the University of Georgia allowed them to put up against them. They rushed for 102 yards against the University of Western Georgia. Now, guess who had the bulk yards in that game? Their quarterback. Yes, their quarterback, Patrick Shagag, had 77 yards in that game. So you already know he's one that loves to run. What I've seen from the JSU defense with Shiloh Sanders, Keontae Hampton, James Houston, Aubrey Miller, Antoine Owens, Katron Evans, Conyers Miller, Jahan Warren. Coach is challenging every last one of y'all. And I'm going to tell you why. There's nowhere in the world a quarterback should rush for 77 yards against that defense that you guys have this weekend or for the rest of the daggone season. You guys better put on the intensity hat and get everybody on that defensive front to understand they need to come with it as well. Accountability is a mother, because when you talk about having an SEC defense, and how you guys are, making folks work and doing all these phenomenal things in practice. Remember I said practice. Practice makes perfect. So it's time to make sure that what you're doing in practice shows up on game day. You know these teams are going to come out with tempo. They're looking to go ahead and wear you down. That was one of the things that the University of Louisiana Monroe, they did against you guys to try and wear you down a little bit so that they can continue to keep moving the ball up and down the field. You know they're going to try and hit you off the edge because sometimes you have your defensive ends, they fall asleep sometimes on those edges. I'm just saying, they get sucked in sometimes, or they mess around, shoot the wrong gap, they get double teamed, everything crushes down on the inside, open it up the outside for the back to take off and run, or the quarterback, whoever has the ball on the outside, they're taking off and running, gashing you for big yards. Time to take action, guys. And like I said, there's no way in the world a quarterback should run for 100 yards against that defense. It just shouldn't happen. They shouldn't even have close to that. I'm just being honest with you, okay? Now, Delta State quarterback Patrick Shagab in 2 games is averaging 82 yards a game rushing the ball. And he's averaging 187 yards per game throwing. He will bail his team out with his feet. He don't have no problem with doing it. He'll take off and run that ball to drop a hat, to keep them sticks moving, to get that extra yard. If you guys have them down, say 3rd and 6, if by chance he to open up the middle of the field where he can get to 6, guess what? He's taking off and he ain't thinking about it. He's gone. So I'm just gonna tell you right now, I know you guys have the type of defense that will bend but don't break. But trust me, too much bending will end up breaking. So I'm just saying right now, let's clean up the little stuff, guys. Like I said, we're all waiting to see. We're all waiting to see this all-world offense that everybody's been bragging about. Like I said, in the past two out of 3 games, you guys have only scored 7 points per game. Tennessee State, okay, you guys went and made the adjustment. Halftime, came back out and won the game. We got to get it together. We got to get this together. So, I mean, look. You guys play Alabama A&M in 2 weeks. I'm not looking past Delta State. I never look past a team. But I'm always thinking like it's going to be a problem. So, again, we already know special teams is great because you got Nugget, Newman, and Lanier back there returning punts and kicks. So we know that's going to be just fine. But we got it's time for the big uglies to dig in and get out. I went in by the numbers just to see, just so I can go ahead and give this to you guys because I know, I had to look at some of the averages that JSU got going on. For instance, JSU averages 7.6 penalties per game. You guys are averaging 17.3 points per game. You're averaging 1.8 yards per carry. That's crazy, man. I mean, y'all got to find a way to fix 3rd down conversions. Right now, your third down conversions, 12 for 41, that's 29%. That's not going to keep JSU in a game, especially not this week, because this week everything must be crisp, mentally sound, fluid, and to the T. Because guess what? Like I said, 2 weeks you got Alabama A&M. Delta State, they're averaging 39.6 points per game this season, 4.8 yards per carry, 5.3 penalties per game. 3rd down efficiency is 17 of 43 for 39.5%. Now, my big uglies up front on offense. I'm going to tell you right now. Listen. My big uglies up front. 60, Amari Catchings. 51, Cedric Dunbar. 74, Tony Gray. 62, Vincent Sampson. 72, Dimitri Jordan. Y'all got to protect the house with your Shador Sanders in the pocket. Y'all got to go ahead. Listen. It's a MUST that you guys fire off on the ball and get your behinds driving up the field so that you can open up those holes for your running back, Pickett and Sante Marshall to run the ball. Now, Big Uglies, I'm going to be honest with you. You got to sink them hips, man, especially when you're pass protecting. It's too much of this standing up with your chest up trying to daggone block somebody. Your chest ain't strong, man. Your strength is in your thighs and in your behind. Drop your behind down so you can get in your daggone stance and kick back like you're supposed to. Matter of fact, I got one other thing for you as well. Quit looking to daggone chip that daggone nose guards. Let that, if the center got guard, let him deal with your head looking straight ahead so that you can see the daggone linebackers that's getting turn your head and commit to that daggone nose guard. They shooting on a delayed blitz. Guys, we got to keep that in mind. We got to always pay attention to the little stuff. The little stuff is what counts. So that's all I'm trying to get you to understand because you know what? You guys have been exposed game after game with doing that. And guess what? People are taking note. Delta State's able to get JSU one-dimensional is going to be a problem. Hey, listen, for anybody get to talk about, man, Delta State ain't got nobody, let me tell you something. Go check their roster. They got big-name players over there as well from big-name schools that's over there ready to rock and roll, put some pressure on some folks. So don't think daggone JSU going to kick, like I said, kick this can down the road too like it ain't no big deal. I'm telling you right now, they got the size, weight, and the height to come out here and play with the 4 and 5, 3, 4, 5-star recruits. I'm telling you straight up. So don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that I don't believe. I'm just saying JSU, you guys got to understand, accountability is a mother. So this week, look yourselves in the mirror, figure out what the game plan is. Everybody collectively get together and decide this is what we're going to do. Hold your teammates accountable as far as with what they're doing out there on the field. If they're not doing it correctly or doing it adequately in the manner which it needs to be done, somebody need to pull them aside and say, hey, man, you need to step your play up and get it together. Before I go, I'm going to leave you with this. Make sure you're disciplined, know your assignments, have fun, play with passion, and GAT. If you like the content, please make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, like these videos, comment on these videos, share these videos. And remember, guys, be the one and lead.